Hey guys, Don here. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. I'm going to go over one of my technology tips today. As you know, I like to use different technology, and one thing that I've been struggling with a little bit is writing descriptions for my podcast as well for my newsletter. And one thing that I found that is a little bit easier is using some type of transcription. And I've tried a couple of different things. Back in the day, I used to record on Zoom, and then Zoom makes a nice little transcription of what you're doing. Other times I've recorded and put it on YouTube, and then YouTube you can download the transcript. But recently I found something that is a little bit easier, and it might be helpful for you. So inside, if you have an iPhone, inside the recording app, which I'm using right now, when I record something in this new version, it makes a transcript of it. And so I record the audio, whatever I want to talk about, and then I can take that and there's 3 little buttons that you click, and it says copy transcript. And so I take that transcript and I paste it into ChatGPT, which is another app, and then I'll write there, please give me a podcast summary, or please give me an outline for an article based on this audio. So for me, I find that doing audios is a lot easier than writing, for example. So what are some kind of applications in your business? So I use ChatGPT, for example, if I want to write a letter to a doctor, or if I want to develop some email marketing series. But if you want to do something more creative, if you want to write your own blog on a certain topic, you could then transcribe kind of the idea of what you're talking about, and it could make it into an article that you can then place on your blog. The benefit of doing this is it's more based on what you want in your own SEO, your own search engine optimization, what's important for you, and less if you use ChatGPT just to do it on its own. Now, one of the drawbacks that I'm kind of struggling with, I would love to, and this is a mistake I've made, I submitted an article to Barry Block one time, and it was my lecture. I did a lecture, and then I transcribed it, and then I had ChatGPT help me to make the article based on that. And that didn't work that well because there is a way that you can take things, and even though it was all my content personally, it made it, and it said it was like plagiarized or was done by ChatGPT, probably because there was less errors in it than I would normally have. So I think a better way you might want to consider, and this is something I learned by using ChatGPT, is either using Grammarly. If you have a paid version, it'll help you write things a little bit better, or doing Hemingway, which is another way of kind of editing your writing. I've thought about doing let's say I have to do an article. So Dr. Block did ask me to do like an article for, let's say, new doctors, I think it was. And I think that'd be fun, but I like to find time to sit down and edit and everything else like that. It's going to be a struggle for me. So I've thought of a way, if I can write it or just transcribe it and then fix a few things, and then giving it to a copy editor just to kind of edit things for me, to kind of put it all together into an article. I think that's going to be the easiest way if they don't use ChatGPT. So I haven't found that who yet, the one that can take kind of my ideas and put them in a nice written version. But I'm sure there's someone out there I can find in Fiverr for like $15 or $20 to do that for an article. Anyway, that is the way you could use ChatGPT and your recording app to do this. Now, you're going to see in this podcast episode, if you look in the summary, this is a summary that was made by ChatGPT and the transcription from this podcast that I did. So there are numerous other ways you can use this to make content for your practice. For your blog. You can take your videos and transcribe them and put those into blog posts so they're SEO searchable. So there's a lot of other ways that you can use this in your personal life. So hope that was beneficial. If you guys like these, please like this episode and share it with some of your friends. Okay, thanks.